5 years ago, when I laid my eyes on this picture, I became a mother. At first sight of these 8-celled beings made up of the possibility of Chad's athletic grace and my tenacious spirit, an entire lifetime of dreams and hopes was conceived. I am a forever longing mother. These are my children. They are all I got, and they count too. In reality, I don't necessarily fit into the infertility world anymore, and I kind of don't fit into the loss world, and yet I belong in both. I don't have an ultrasound picture because I never heard a heartbeat. I have never felt the flutter of life inside of me, and my body has never been able to do what it was supposed to be able to do. I don't have a posed newborn picture because my surrogate or I have never been able to carry my children anywhere close to term. We stopped infertility treatments before we held the healthy babies in our arms. I stopped infertility treatments before they destroyed everything good about who I am. I didn't get the rainbow baby. And even if I had, that child would never have replaced, made up for, or compensated for the children that I've lost. I speak not for pity or for you to feel sorry for me, because when you feel sorry for me, I feel even more alone. And I already feel alone as a 37-year-old woman who can't have children. I am almost always the only one everywhere I go. I speak because when I do, I mother and honor them. I speak because with every broken silence, I am seen and I see you. I speak because I am never alone in this journey of infertility and loss. There are more bereaved parents than anyone wants to admit. 1 in 8 couples will struggle to conceive, and of those who do, 1 in 4 pregnancies will end in a loss, and 1 in 160 deliveries will end with a child born still. This month is National Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. all over the world, millions of families will light candles in honor of the babies they have had to learn to live without. The babies they have had to learn to parent from afar. We don't need your pity, and we don't need your quick fixes to take away our pain, or your denial of our stories and our children. We know it makes you uncomfortable and sad. Us too. And it's our story. We need your empathy. We need your understanding that you cannot take this pain away. We need your courage to meet us in the lifelong grief. What if instead you spoke our children's names? What if instead you met us in the grief of what could have been? The grief of at least 2 days a year where we will forever celebrate and feel the depth of sadness that no one should ever have to experience, let alone survive. The grief of lifelong wonders of who they would have been, their laugh, would they have had freckles, their voice, what it would have been like to be called mom. The grief of who we would have been as their parents. The grief of how they would have changed our families. The grief of life before and life after. The grief of a love that was never as tangible as it deserved. The grief that things will never, ever be simple again, even our before and after. The grief of angry acceptance, of longing joy, and forever scarred yet healing souls. We are the mothers and fathers of the grief of what could have been. Can you see us? Are you willing to see us? I know it's scary and makes you uncomfortable, but we ask you to sit beside us and see us, to speak our children's names, to meet us in the grief of what could have been. Because together we will thrive through the healing, and because they count too.